Hey guys, it's your boy Alternative Voice yet again. I have decided to come out here for a little more scenic view. If you look behind me, the snow-capped mountains and all that jazz. But let's get to the point. Let's talk about what I think a civil war would look like. You know, there's a lot of scenarios people point out, like insurgency versus professional military and law enforcement. States going up against each other full bore like they did in the Civil War. You know, uh, the one branch of the military going one way, the another branch going another, law enforcement going one way, militias going one way or the other. It's what I predict would be something akin to the Syrian civil war, meaning that you know you would have various factions of the military. You would have militias going at each other, meaning you would have a hybrid warfare, conventional and unconventional warfare, i.e., everything from highly mechanized units and air power to, you know, insurgents running around in pickup trucks with their daddy's shotgun. It's all going to be there. And what's different is that the states and the cities and the countryside are not going to be necessarily with free of that like they were in the Civil War, like free of insurgents who were on everybody's side. I mean, back in the Civil War, everybody pretty much knew whose side the other guy was on. If you were in this state, you were on that side, and that was pretty much that, with a few exceptions. I mean, you had Southerners fighting for the Union and even Northerners fighting for the Confederacy. But let's get to the point. My point is this: like there's a lot of things that go into this, like determining what would happen and who would win. Like unlike the first Civil War, I mean, the Union had everything. It had the industry, it had the people, and it had a navy the Confederacy could not match. So it could just blockade them and starve them out. That's not really the case here. Now, if you look at the poll, look at what the landscape of the 2020 election or what have you, you'll notice that the cities went blue, with a few exceptions, with the exception being in Alaska, and the rural communities went red. And so you could see insurgent movements springing up all over the country, fighting the government and each other, And you might have like guerrillas fighting guerrillas and things like that. And you'll definitely see a lot of militia fighting alongside the professional military in the conventional sense, acting as support and auxiliaries and shit like that. And it's like, you know, several governors will probably initiate crackdowns, like with their law enforcement, to try and up, root out the insurgents that side with the out-of-staters, so to speak. You will see, like, if you look into Missouri, people would often use that. Missouri in the Civil War, I mean. People often used those kind of predicaments to settle old scores that had nothing to do with the politics of the situation. Like you'll probably see a lot of gang members going wild because law enforcement and the National Guard will be too busy to stop them. And they'll just say, we're only killing each other, and they'll just adopt the attitude of, if you want to live that way, you can die that way, pretty much. However, another thing to consider is that there are a lot of people who want to have various secessionist movements, like the India, like the Native Americans, Indians, whatever you want, whatever the hell, indigenous population peoples, whatever the hell you want to call them, like the Republic of Lakota and maybe the Navajo Nation. You'll also see like racial groups like the Republic of New Africa or the Northwestern Front trying to spring up. And it's just going to be quite a mess. Who knows? It's but you see, it's not clear who would win, because I mean, the North has the end. Well, not the North. I'm just going to say, the blue team has the industry, but the red team has the oil. And that kind of complicates things. Yes, the North I keep wanting to say North, but the blue team has the population, obviously, because they control the most populated states and counties. However, the red team is probably a bit more used to firearms than the blue team and weapons and things like that. I'm not saying that there aren't gun-toting liberals, but there's a lot more gun-toting conservatives. And it's you will see famine. It's like you can't imagine what a rough day here would be every day there. I mean, you're going to see a bunch of people lose their homes and be homeless, with no real services to help them. You're going to be forced to survive, and if you can't do that, you will die. And I made a whole video about how ugly it's going to be. I may post it in the description box. But, anyway, I think it will be a mix of things, be it the most advanced technology warfare has yet seen, along with crude shit like insurgencies. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Be good, y'all. Peace.